Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's your girl, Mary Jane. Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. So let's talk about Xscape. Still kicking at season 1, episode 1. Xscape is back. Oh, yes, this show has reminded me of my childhood when I was first entering high school. The hairstyles, the colors, the baggy clothes, because I was a tomboy. At one point in my life, I used to like to wear baggy clothes, I always covered up or whatever. So anyways, let's start off the episode. So basically, Xscape is getting back together and they're trying to form their group, but basically they stopped by, Big Tigger's show, and basically, Tamika has to apologize to Candy basically for what she said about Candy sleeping with, you know, what's his name? Sleeping with the guy with the braids, sleeping with him or whatever. Jermaine Dupri actually sleeping with him and saying that the group would have never broke up if actually, Candy didn't sleep with Jermaine. But we find out that's a lie. In order for the group to form, Candy wants a public apology because, what, Tamika did, was publicly when she called the radio station. So it's like, okay, so the girls are talking again, and so now they meet up for dinner, and basically they're talking about doing shows and touring and things like that. And Candy's still not feeling it because she's still like standoffish. It's like Candy's not ready to trust these girls. It feels like Candy was really hurt by what happened between these girls in the group. And it shows that, they go way back. They was in high school together. They go back to the 90s. They used to be in dance competitions together. They used to dance, sing, hang out at each other's houses. And just to have that relationship end over business and money is something that they really wanted to do, is be stars and be singers and things like that. And they did accomplish that. But Candy soared, and that failed as being a star because she's a star in everything that she does. So you can see Candy, she's kind of like standoffish. Like she doesn't know whether she really trusts, the two sisters basically. She doesn't really know if she trusts, Tasha and Tamika, whether, they really real. It's like Candy's almost waiting for them to do something wrong. Like she's waiting for them to hurt her. And plus, Candy doesn't really need to do this escape tour, but she wants to do it because she does love music. And this was her first love and her first joy. And to actually finish off a career in the music business by having a successful tour, revamp and Xscape would be something that I think Candy would love to do. But basically she's been hurt and she's been burnt, and she hasn't seen Tamika or Tasha in like 9 years. She haven't talked to them or anything like that. So it's basically their relationship is stopped, at the time and point when they broke up and all the allegations happened. So it's like, they were children then, even though they're adults. Them wounds from all of them did not heal yet. So Candy's really standoffish because we all know Candy is really sensitive and she cries a lot and she wears her heart on her sleeve. So Candy feels like she was betrayed and she was hurt. And Tamika and Tasha, they feel like Candy abandoned them. Candy left, that she wasn't really crazy about the group. And and they also started to talk about like Tasha and Candy also argued a lot about who was the leader, and Candy felt like her voice was never being heard. And at going into this situation, Candy wants to make sure her voice is being heard, but she's still kind of like in that childlike atmosphere when she's with them because their relationship, they didn't grow up together as adults, and finish their and continue their relationship like Candy has with Tiny. So basically they just tell the story. They made good music. They was Jermaine Dupri first artist and whatever. But basically Candy is upset because she, Candy's about her business and her money. And what really brings her close to them is because she hears about Jermaine selling the rights to Xscape story and doing his own documentary on it. And basically she wants to stop it, or she wants to tell her own story. And that's why she's really there. She hates him so much and she despises him so much that she will make amends with the girls that she felt that hurt her and betrayed her, so Jermaine Dupri can't profit off of her or the other girls in the group. And she feels like it's real dirty and she ain't trying to let it happen at all. But they did ask Candy how she felt. Did she really feel like the apology from, Tamika was sincere? And Candy was like, I don't really know, I don't know. Because Candy don't know these women as grown women. They don't know Candy as grown women. The two sisters don't know Candy as a grown woman. And, Candy don't know them as grown women because they have 9 years. So there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of animosity and disappointment that has built up where they have to heal. So it would have been nice if they would have had a little counseling session where they can get together and they can talk and let it out, and heal their wounds first and then go right into the touring. But basically at this time of point, they are going to try to figure out how we get along together, how we mesh well. And basically they want to do the Essence Festival, and there's some other venues that they are looking to do if they can see how good everything goes with practice, rehearsal, and actually working together. And Kandi feels like kind of insecure in this situation because Tamika has Tasha has Tamika, even though Kandi has, Tiny, but she's just as cool with them as she is with Kandi. So Kandi also feels like the outsider, like she has to catch up, and she probably feels like, you forced me out of a dream that I love, but even her being forced out of that dream that she believes she was forced out of, but we don't know the factual, but it seems like Kandi signed the papers of leaving the group, and they only, did that to scare Kandi. It was a scare tactic, and they didn't really believe that Kandi was actually going to sign the papers and leave. And also, we know Tamika, she left the group too. She went on her solo career and everything, and she didn't have to sign a paper because she wasn't actually going to leave the group. She was like, if y'all didn't stop singing, I would have still been in the group or whatever. But Tasha, she lost her deal and everything, so she went back to the group. So now the girls are meeting up for practice, and it's kind of going okay, but Tamika's late. She's showing up late, and Kandi's kind of annoyed by being late because Kandi's like, you was the one that really want this tour. You really said all these wonderful things, how you're going to change and how you really want this to work, and you're late. And basically she's late because she has diarrhea. Believe me, if I wanted this tour, I wanted to be back on, I would not be late. I would be on time, especially to prove to everybody there that I really want this, to prove to the viewers, to prove to the fans I want this. But she did show up, but Kandi's figuring out that it's a tactic. Also, Tamika feels like this is what Tamika has always done, was be late. She was always late. That's just her stick, of being late. Even when they were doing well and they was doing good together, she was always late. So Tamika was like, she was thinking to her sister, why are you late? And so now, they're singing, everything's going well, and then they're singing one song, My Little Secret. I believe it was My Little Secret, and Kandi finds out that they changed the lyrics to the song, and that makes Kandi even more upset. She feels even more out of place. She feels like she really don't belong, and she feels like the girls moved on without her and things like that. Because you can tell that they was really close and they really did have a good bond, but Kandi doesn't feel like she fits in. She doesn't feel secure and being in this group. She feels like she's standing alone, and I guess she hasn't had to stand alone in a long time, and also bringing back all them feelings and emotions that she had when she was a child, that she ain't really trying to feel it like that. And she's hurt because they did move on without her, but they didn't go far. So, Tamika, Tasha is like, I changed the songs. I changed the lyrics to the song or whatever. That's when you had left. And so Kandi was feeling some type of way about it because, they went on without her. No one bird stopped the show. No one monkey stops the show or whatever. So they tried to move on without Kandi, and it wasn't successful. It didn't work. But Kandi still feels slighted about the situation. It brings back open wounds. And I'm sure it brings back open wounds for Tamika and Tasha as well, that they continue to move on with the group and missing one member and not having people want to probably, promote them, or actually doing shows where they just had to stop because it wasn't working. People didn't want to see 3. They wanted to see 4 members of Xscape. And I'm telling you, I wanted to see 4 members of Xscape all day, every day. And if they ever come to my city, I'm definitely going to go. I'm definitely going to buy tickets. And, so, R. Kelly's wife, she comes in basically, and she's doing some dancing moves with them and rehearsing. And everybody says Kandi can never dance. And Kandi's even more standoffish now because she's feeling some type of way about them changing the song and then being in that environment and feeling like the odd man out in that situation. Because she said later in the episode that she thought Tiny was going to be next to her, be real close to what Tiny is. But Tiny ain't going to babysit you either. You're going to have to speak up for yourself, Kandi. Your tears ain't going to help you in this situation. So, R. Kelly's ex-wife, she's there, she's giving them dance moves. Candy is like she's the choreographer or whatever of the group, and Candy's not feeling it. She's not liking a dance move. She just felt overwhelmed, very overwhelmed, and she feels like she's not fitting in. She feels like she can't get it. She feels like the song has changed. Now we got these dance moves. I'm not into it, and they're into it. They're like a group. I'm not a part of the group anymore. I'm the odd man out. So she's feeling some type of way, and so is Tamika and Tasha. Tiny's just going with the flow. She just really wants to work. She really wants to get away from them kids. She really wants to have her own career back. She wants to do something else other than be on Instagram and on the internet. And basically, she probably want to do something else than VH1 as well. So, so they feel kind of like, the two sisters are also feeling like, Candy's not putting the effort in. She's not really showing that she wants to be a part of the group. She's not forcing herself to be a part of the group. She's not mending herself or welding herself in part of the group. Like she's kind of moving away. So they're feeling a certain type of way. So at this point, one of them should have grabbed her and just hugged her. Or they should have just hugged each other and tried to work it out together instead of working it out separately and hoping that the other person will feel better or get into the groove of things. But we want that to happen. But sometimes you got to deal with people with kitty gloves because they feel some type of way, especially if these issues that the two sisters were going through with Candy from back in the 90s, and it's never got solved, and now you throw them together in a room. There's gonna be some animosity. There's gonna be some hate there. There's gonna be some jealousy there. There's gonna be some open wounds that need to be healed, that need some peroxide and a band-aid, you know what I'm saying, and some iodine. So Candy's just totally standoffish. She's making all type of faces. And, Tamika and Tasha are feeling some type of way. They're noticing that. And, Tiny still just want the group to make it. She just want everything to go well. She just want it to happen. She just want everybody to get along because she wants to get out the house. She wants to dance. She wants to move. She wants to be on stage. She wants to do like a husband do. She wants people to scream her name again. So, and she probably have more of a good memory and a good feeling about the group than, Tamika and Tasha does and Candy does as well. But I like to say, like, all these women, they look good. They married, they got kids, they're doing their thing or whatever. But I would like to say, Tamika, her butt is huge. I don't know if there's 2 basketballs, 2 bowling balls. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake or whatever. Because I know growing up, all the girls had Dunkin'. I got a Dunkin'. We had big butts. It was big. We was built like brick houses. So, I don't know. But if it's not real, that is way too much ass. Way too much, baby. Way too much. But you know what? Your husband like it. So, hey, it is what it is. And so there's also, too, a little bit of competing against with Candy and also, Tasha, because Tasha is like the lead member. She led the group because she's the oldest, and basically she had more of a singing career than everybody else. And so Candy feels slighted in a type of way as well when she was younger, that since she's the youngest member of the group, people ignored her. They didn't want to hear what she had to say. And it was like everybody just didn't want to follow from what a young chick was saying, a young member of the group. So, and Candy's kind of feeling that way too as well, because she's not calling the shots, because we know Candy's a businesswoman and we know she calls the shots. She's the boss. In this situation, she is taking her back to her childhood where she's not the boss, where she actually has to follow lead. She has to follow and line, follow order. And she kind of not feeling that too as well, in my opinion. But it's something that she has to get used to, So the girls, they all leave. And it seems like, so far it's going okay. But, Tamika and Tasha, they're seeing how Candy is isolating herself, that she's alienating herself and isolating herself from the group and being standoffish, and how she didn't try to even put an effort in dancing. And Candy just feels like, they changed the song on me. I got to learn these dance steps. I don't know if I'm going to remember this on stage. That's what she's telling Tiny. And so, Tiny, she goes home. She talks to her mother about the group. Tamika shows up. Shamika, she shows up. She was like, y'all better get y'all money and stop acting up. And Shamika is like, it looked like you got some, penis. Tiny was like, nah. She's like, you ain't been slipping over there back with, tip. You ain't been dipping in that tip. And so then it was nice to see, Tiny talk about, hey, don't drink white milk, drink almond milk for her kids. That's really important. Her mom was like, F that, you drunk milk and you healthy. She was like, nah, I ain't healthy. And the mom was like, when's this when you not been healthy? So then also, Tamika and Tasha, they're also talking to, Tasha's husband about how just Kandi, just want control. And also Tamika feels like, Kandi and Tamika bumping heads over lead and stuff like that. And so Candy's talking to her business part with her assistant, or that helps her manage her business. I forgot his name, Don Juan. She's talking to him, and basically he's telling her like, yo, listen, make sure the business part is correct or whatever. And then on top of that, Candy got the manifest, or she got the list of the songs and how they're gonna be performing, and Candy's not feeling that just kicking in his last. She doesn't want to start with Understanding or a slow song at all. She thinks it's the wrong idea. So they all meet up at the next day at the rehearsal, and Candy's trying to voice her opinion, saying, hey, I think it's not a good idea. I think we should start with just kicking it, something more entertaining, our biggest hits or whatever. Tamika and Tasha feels like that's not a good idea. Tiny, she doesn't care. She just want to be on stage, and she just wanted to go right. And so basically they're disagreeing on it, and Tasha was like, yo, this is how it should go, this is how it should be, and all this other stuff. And then Candy has a piece of paper, she brings it. I'm so glad I'm not the only one that still use notebook paper. And I was like, this is the Candy I remember, still being a nerd. That's what Tamika says or whatever. So then they're having a discussion. Basically they're not seeing eye to eye on what song they should perform first. Basically Tip comes in, they ask Tip the question, if you was a fan, what would you want to see from us first? And he says, I would like to see something with energy, moving around, something that will bring energy to you, bring energy to the audience. And so for me, that would be just kicking it. So Candy wins that battle. And Tasha's not happy about that. She's just like feeling a certain type of way. Candy feels happy because Candy feels like she was heard. Candy feel like maybe her voice, her opinion was actually heard, and she feels good about it. And she's happy. And all the other girls like Tamika and Tasha was like, look at her, look at Candy's happy, look at her, she's happy or whatever. So then they started talking about business. They started talk about canceling, and basically Candy was like, I can't sign up for every show and every venue or all this other stuff because I really have other engagement that I can't cancel, because Candy is actually really busy and really booked. We know she got businesses, she got companies, she got TV shows, she got things going on, so she just can't, she's booked and busy basically. She got to make sure that she's free or whatever. So basically they start to argue about the past, about Candy actually leaving a member notice, and then Candy said it wasn't fair because Tasha, you didn't have to sign a member notice when you left. And then basically they started talking about business, and Tamika said that she got together and she put a trademark together with Xscape name and Candy's on it. Candy's upset about it. She feels mad because she wants to know the business. She wants to know what her name is, and I guarantee you do, because then people can use that business or that trademark as collateral, I think. I'm not sure. So anyways, they go back and forth on that situation. And so guess who calls? I'm surprised they let Mona show up on Bravo. And Mona was like, yo, can y'all do the BET Awards? Can y'all do the BET Awards? And it was like, first we gotta ask Candy. Candy checked her schedule for the 25th and she can do it. So they all happy. Tamika's really happy. She said, this is all I wanted. And the biggest and the highlight of our career, we never did the BET Awards. Candy's feeling some type of way. Candy's feeling pressure. She's feeling like she's not being heard again, because she's still in her feelings. She got to heal from these wounds. And I think they need all have a private session, then have a session together, have a couple of sessions to, mend them wounds or whatever, because the love that they had before when they was children, they still have the same type of love. It just has to be manifest in a different way and shown in a different way, because now they are adults. And so Candy goes outside. She's arguing with Tiny about the situation. Like, Tiny, how come I didn't know my name was on a business? I can't do all these shows. I didn't promise I was going to be back a member of the group. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Tiny, Candy, she's crying. She was like, yo, how you gonna put somebody's name on a business, on a trademark? I don't know what this is about, and I don't know this, and everything's happened fast without me and Tiny. I thought you were supposed to be there to help me and protect me and have my back, and all the things that we agreed upon, you were not standing out on it. And so Tiny was like, yo, listen, you in? Are you out? Get down or lay down. Are you in? Are you out? We'll work it out. She was like, Tiny was like, are you in? She was like, well, you need to tell the girls how you feel. Then don't tell me. I'm not gonna tell them. You tell them. You tell them how you feel. Tell them that you don't know if you can do all these shows and these engagements because you have other business going on. It's not that you don't want to, and you're the only person in Xscape that don't want to be a part of the group, that don't want to do the shows, that don't want to do this. So you tell them, not me. I'm not going to be the messenger. The messenger gets hurt sometimes, and I ain't being the messenger right now. And so Candy, she calms down and she's cool about it. She's cool with it. And then so they make an agreement that anything that new happens, anything that pops off with the group business wise, anything, Tiny is going to text it to Candy to let her know so she can have records and it could be recorded. And they say, and so Tiny was like, you need Jesus, you need to go relax because God is good and you rich too as well. So why are you acting up? Because it's like Candy is trapped as a child in them emotions that she was back then, and she's reliving them now as a child where she can't even speak up for herself. Like, she's not even acting like a boss. But we'll see that it's going to work out. I believe it is going to work out, and hopefully it does work out and they can come to my city and perform, and then I'll pay to go see them. So anyways, please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peoples. Peace. I'm out. Hit that like button.